Hey everybody, it's me, the Dom Fanatic, and welcome back for week 1 of the PPL Champions MB Regulation Draft League. This season's going to be a bit longer. I haven't uploaded the draft analysis. I'll see if I can also do that maybe before this goes live. I don't know, that might be a bit optimistic. In case I don't, obviously, I'll quickly explain that this is a slightly longer season, so we're doing 7 weeks of a regular season and then move into playoffs after this, because regulation MB is around for roughly sort of like 10 weeks, so we should be able to squeeze like a whole season in this regulation. And we have seen that obviously when the regulation changes, then so does the when the season ends, the regulation from the previous season disappears. MA might come back, I guess, one day, but it doesn't seem too bad. The only change was more items and more Pokemon for MB, so hopefully if the season changes while the season's ongoing, that's not an issue. Anyway, this week we're up against I Am Destroyer. I've not played them before, but I have been a subscriber to their channel for quite a while and watched a lot of their Draft League content, and they're a very, very solid player. So I know this is going to be difficult. We're both kind of transitioning into doubles. Like, we're definitely both newer to the double scene, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens. And their team is quite frankly disgusting. I'll have it on the screen now so you can see the actual matchup here. I like to think my team is pretty disgusting too, but it's not really going to be an easy game. There's no easy games in the PPL ever, but matchup wise, I don't think this is going to be an easy game. I think it's probably quite a fairly well split matchup here. Either team could win either way. So my opponent does have the Sneasler and the Mega Delphox, a very fast, potent combo there, and they kind of cover each other's weaknesses pretty well. I hadn't kind of considered that fact until now. You then got Corviknight, which actually is a huge problem for my team. My electric type is a Stunfisk, which is a fantastic Pokemon. We all know that, but I don't have a fire type either, and they're probably the two most consistent ways of dealing with a Corviknight. So I've kind of got to get really creative there, because something like a a bulk up set or a Iron Defense set could really ruin me. So I'm going to have to rely on some special heavy hitters here to kind of keep the Corviknight at bay. Sableye, we all kind of know how annoying Sableye can be. It can be pranked and Will-O-Wisp into me, which is really solid because I have got quite a lot of physically offensive mons in my draft. So obviously being able to neuter something like the Mega Staraptor, which has an incredible matchup here. You know, at least Grimmsnarl can't be burnt because of the Prankster, so I can kind of retaliate quite easily with the Grimmsnarl. Palafin and Metagross obviously wouldn't appreciate it. Gliscor wouldn't appreciate it. There's no, like, consistent way of getting Poison Active on Gliscor, which hurts it a lot. If it had the Toxic Orb, then actually I think it would be a really solid switch into that Sableye. There's obviously then Crook, which can go either Moxie and just build and snowball, really scary mon there, or Intimidate. I don't know if it will come, because obviously I have got the Staraptor, which can threaten it away with the Contrary, so it would then obviously get +1 attack. I am also Clear Body on the Metagross, and then Palafin, probably even at -1 Wave Crash, is probably just going to delete a Crook anyway. Hydreigon kind of takes it on pretty well, so don't know if I'll see Crook this game. Mega Venusaur is a problem. Outside of Staraptor, I'm actually only bringing Staraptor purely for this Mega Venusaur. That and Metagross are probably the most efficient way of me killing that thing. And Metagross does, you know, kind of have some value here, but clicking Psychic moves isn't as free when they've got a Crook, a Sableye, which are both immune, and then obviously the likes of Corviknight, Hatterene, and the Bastiodon, which just take almost 0 damage. They may as well be immune to it. So Metagross is kind of funny this week, and then obviously Delphox will absolutely destroy the Metagross. Bullet Punch doesn't seem too helpful here, other than maybe for Hatterene in a Trick Room, but that's probably the only instance I can really see that working. I'm talking about Hatterene. Obviously Hatterene is probably there as Trick Room mode. It's their Fairy. I've got a lot of things for Fairy, if I'm completely honest, and even like my fighting types would probably be able to in Megastaraptor, probably be able to decimate the Hatterene at +1 attack with a Brave Bird. And I've also just got really strong neutral hits from the likes of Palafin. And then I've got obviously the super effective hits from the Metagross and the Gengar. So it's probably not going to be a Hatterene game. I do wonder if it's going to be an Azumarill game, purely because it's one of the better answers to Palafin. It covers a lot of Palafin's coverage moves as well as Water Stab. You could obviously have Venusaur for that too. However, you could potentially play around at least with some funny tech like Zen Headbutt, for example. So Azumarill is definitely a possibility. And then like late game Aqua Jet to try and kill off a Mega Gengar could be really potent for them too. And then after that, you've got Bastiodon, which I don't think is going to come this game, because I do have a lot of things that hit it really hard, but it's a Bastiodon, so you've got to be mentally prepared for that war there against such a bulky Mon. And then you've got Jolteon. Jolteon could definitely come here because it is faster than my entire team, or at least joint with the Mega Gengar. So, like fast Volt switches, or like Thunderbolts into the Staraptor could obviously hurt. It can also obviously check the Palafin there. Palafin does get strong jet punches, but I'm pretty sure you could probably EV Jolteon to comfortably take one and then just revenge kill. It does get the right coverage, so it gets Shadow Ball for the likes of the Metagross and the Gengar. It does get Alluring Voice for the Hydreigon. But then I do also have the likes of Snorlax and Stunfisk and Vileplume, which can all just kind of sit on it. Same for Gliscor too. So that's Destroyer's team. Obviously, you've seen my draft on the left-hand side at this point, so let's just get into what I brought this week. This week I have got Lumberry Palafin. Obviously, I've already mentioned I've got a lot of physical attackers. I'm very much expecting Will-O-Wisp on Sableye. So if I can just tank a Willow, get the burn gone with the Lumberry, and just like Wave Crash into the Sableye, that's just a dead Sableye. And to be honest, the Wave Crash doesn't have a great switch in outside of Mega Venusaur. And if we're seeing Mega Venusaur, we're not seeing Mega Delphox, which in my opinion is more scary, into the likes of Mega Staraptor, Mega Gengar, Metagross. I feel that's probably the more likely Mega here than Venusaur, but Mega Venusaur can also just kind of sit here and just be fat. So, we are Lum. We've got Wave Crash, Jet Punch, Taunt, and Protect. I don't really think there's much point in me running the likes of Zen Headbutt. It doesn't do a lot. It does like 30% to a bulky Mega Venusaur, and I'll just lose all of that damage anyway after a Giga Drain. So there's not much point in me running any kind of coverage for the Venusaur. My main plan is to just kind of scare it off with Staraptor, to be honest. But Wave Crash and Jet Punch into almost everything else is just a lot of damage across the board, and it will just get killed because we are max HP, max attack. So Taunt is to try and stop the Corviknight. I was Haze, but completely forgot that Haze actually gets rid of your Stat boost as well. So he did swap to that Taunt in the end. Next is Snorlax. I'm really hopeful for Snorlax this week actually, because outside of Sneasler, I don't really think, maybe Azumarill, there's like an immediate way for them to just take it down. And if they don't target it down and I manage to get a curse off, then actually Snorlax is just going to sit there and be really annoying for him to deal with. We are running Facade because I'm very much expecting the Will-O-Wisp from the Sableye into it. Obviously I can't hit it back with the Will-O-Wisp, but it means I can hit everything else with a Facade. And we're actually running Heat Crash. The reason why I'm running Heat Crash is after a curse, it does like 80% to a Corviknight, which is hilarious. And that's probably the only Pokemon, that and Sableye. Sableye is really light, so Heat Crash is obviously a high base power into that too. Everything else I just kind of click Facade into. Obviously there is a Bastiodon, but it's a Bastiodon. And I think I could genuinely just sit in there and curse until I'm at +6 and then start doing some damage that way. Next we've got Grimmsnarl. Now, I'm going to point this out to you now. Me and Destroy didn't realise this till game 2. It's meant to be pranks to Grimmsnarl. Of course it's meant to be pranks to Grimmsnarl. However, I did not change the ability on champions before the game, so I was running Pickpocket, which certainly made things interesting. Otherwise, I was a very, very standard set. Spirit Break, Parting Shot, Reflect, Light Screen. Destroyer's got a really good mixed set of attackers, like strength-wise in special attack and physical attack, so having mixed screens makes sense. I'm fully anticipating Brick Break on Sneasler, but in my head that means he won't be close combat, which is really good for me. In my head it's Fake Out, Dire Claw, Brick Break, or close combat, and Throat Chop. Has to have Throat Chop, otherwise he cannot touch Gengar. I mean, he can't really hit Gliscor at all. He needs Throat Chop to probably hit Metagross. Diaclaw is obviously just Diaclaw. You know, it does stupid things. That is such an unbalanced move. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm expecting from Sneasler, but it's still going to be effective, and you know, Spirit Break will do a lot in return if he does decide to just keep clicking Brick Break into. But if he doesn't, I get a Reflect Up. I will take a Diaclaw, and I can then start doing Parting Shot shenanigans either into Destroyer's team or into my own Staraptor to start boosting its attacks. We are an impish physical nature and just kind of running mixed defenses because, like I said, there's a real mixture of offenses on Destroyer's side, and with the screens I can comfortably live hits. Light Clay obviously to extend those screens where I can. A bit of attack, I believe that's enough to guarantee a kill into a non-Rosalie Berry Sableye. And Spirit Break's also really nice, even if it does hit the likes of a resisted Mega Venusaur or Delphox and I'll switch in, because obviously it does drop the special attack, so I'll be taking those hits, and then I can just kind of priority Parting Shot out of the way and reduce that even more. Next we're running Mega Gengar. We're running it with Perish Song, but that's not really the aim of the game here. The aim of the game is just to do big special damage. We are bulky. Not much point in me running speed this week because like Sneasler can't do a lot to me outside of Throat Chop anyway. Same with Jolteon, it has Shadow Ball, but I can tank it really well with bulk in Gengar, especially if I can get Parting Shots off. And Thunderbolt and Shadow Ball is all I really need to hit everything neutral bar the Crocodile. But Crocodile I really don't expect to come because I think I've got many ways to deal with a Crocodile. Thunderbolt is like my one real way of hitting the Corviknight outside of Heat Crash, Snorlax. If I can just get some chip, like that 80% into it is roughly how much it'll do if it's not especially defensive, then that will be fantastic. That's all I need. I'm pretty sure then I can just follow up with the likes of a Wave Crash from Palafin. Perish Song is there just in case I can get away with Perish Trap. They only have one Ghost type in the Sableye. I don't think they have much like U-Turn or Baton Pass here, or at least not something they're likely to run it on. Could see a Soundproof Bastiodon to tech the Perish Song. That would be quite interesting. And honestly, you'd probably deserve to win at that point. But we're not expecting the Bastiodon here. Next, we're running Gliscor. Dual Wing Beat, Knockoff, Tailwind, Protect. I learned during building this week that Gliscor seemingly lost Taunt in Champions, which is a real shame because this was here just to kind of shut down the Corviknight, and it couldn't even do that anymore. It's actually here really for the Sneasler. Sneasler can't really touch Gliscor, and if I can get rid of the Sneasler, then Snorlax just kind of sits on this team. So Gliscor's a really nice partner for it. We are running Tailwind as well, just to kind of match their Tailwind option on the Corviknight, but also having something like a Staraptor that outspeeds Sneasler and Delphox would be huge. Obviously I know I could run Scary Face into the Staraptor to get around this, or Scary Face my opponent, but I really didn't think I could fit Scary Face onto my Grimmsnarl. So that's kind of why I didn't go for that angle and why I've kind of put Tailwind on there. Knockoff, just to get rid of items and do some scouting. And Dual Wing Beat generally hits this team pretty nicely, other than like the Jolteon, but Jolteon can't really touch Gliscor. Like Bastiodon has to risk taking a ground move. So the only thing that really takes that hit from this is the Corviknight. Next and final one is of course the Staraptor. I actually almost didn't bring Staraptor this week, but I kind of had to, otherwise I really struggled to kill that Mega Venusaur. So Close Combat Brave Bird, Roost, Protect is all I needed to do. Now Destroyer's speed tiers are really awkward in terms of it goes from 120 to 92. Now I can't really talk because I dropped from 95 to 70, But that does mean, and I didn't mention this on Gengar either, it does mean I can run modest Gengar, because I didn't fear, I'm slower than Delphox anyway, and I don't fear the Sneasler and the Jolteon into my Gengar. And similarly here, I can actually run Adamant, because I don't fear the Crocodile, I resist ground, I'm immune to ground, I resist dark. It probably has some random coverage option, but I can just intimidate it. And, you know, if it's Moxie, reduce that. Or even if it's not Moxie, I can then just, like, you know, reduce its attack and tank a hit, kill it with close combat. So I can just run Adamant to outspeed Mega Venusaur. I'm not actually running max attack. I'm running quite a lot of speed to avoid an Adamant nature to make sure I outspeed the Crook. But actually I don't need max attack. I think at +1 with Adamant with 18 investment, Brave Bird or close combat is pretty much killing anything on this team, bar the Sableye, because it will burn me. I already know that's going to happen, or it's going to set up a Reflect, which would help. But like the only thing that I think could take a +1 close combat is the Corviknight. It'll have to click Brave Bird to be able to damage me though, and after a close combat, I'll be, you know, ramping up my defenses. So even that probably won't do too much. And everything else is, like I said, is just going to die to a Brave Bird, or at least take 90%. So it's a really good mon, and I know this season, I genuinely think it's going to be a Mega Floette type mon, where everyone is going to over prep for it, and that means everything else on my team is going to fly under the radar. So I don't even know if I genuinely think Mega Gengar might be better for me in this matchup if Crook's not here. If Crook's here, then I think Staraptor is going to probably be the better choice. But otherwise, Gengar kind of really looks good into this team. So I've rambled on long enough. I think about 15 minutes now. About the 17 minutes, the matchup and the team. If you guys do enjoy this content, make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you aren't already, and I will see you for the games. Well guys, here we are, back again, at it again. Didn't quite make playoffs last season, so we're back at it. A slightly longer season this time, but no easy feat because we're starting week 1 against Destroyer, which having a joke in Discord DMs. I was just disclosing the fact that I have in fact got Mega Mewtwo Y with Terrastella. Completely illegal, but we're agreeing it's completely odd to say that, you know, you don't have to declare anything. It does make you feel like you're forgetting something. Anyway, we're here for week 1. Let's just say we're ready for the game and see how this goes. So what is there on his side? There is Delphox, Corv, Sableye, Venusaur, Sneasler and Jolteon. So good news is here, right? They really struggle into Snorlax outside of that Sneasler. So if I can get that gone, and it's obviously Mega Stone on the Delphox, Mega Stone on the Delphox, and Mega Stone on the Venusaur. Other than that, we've got to find out what we want to do. So I had 3 potential leads here, right? The Palafin Grimmsnarl is one optional lead that I had here. And I'm potentially actually quite liking the Palafin Grimmsnarl lead with the Gengar and the Snorlax in the back. Gengar does really well into this team. Actually, now I look at it as well, Delphox is probably the main issue, but I'm quite fat, so if I have screens up, then we should be sitting pretty. Staraptor I kind of brought to scare off the Venusaur, and Gliscor could be my best Sneasler answer, but we'll see. So good luck, have fun, Destroyer. So we did bring the Palafin, the Grim, so it's the Sableye Sneasler, which is perfect. So I can now switch out into the Gengar here to try and get something going. You could fake out my Grimmsnarl, which isn't a huge problem for me, but I could also Python Shot into the Sneasler. The fake out will out prioritize me, so that's no huge deal. Sableye could set up screens for me here. Against me here. I think I'll go with this play. I could also click the reflect, but I think I can do this and then pivot into my Palafin, get it online with hero form. So we do see the fake out into the Grimmsnarl, which is fine. We see the Wisp. We dodge it, which doesn't matter. I am going to now Mega, and I'm just going to rip a Shadow Ball. Is that actually a Shadow Ball resist? There is absolutely 0 Shadow Ball resists. So I think I'm just going to rip that into the Sneasler, and I'm going to click the reflect to see if there is a throat chop coming from the Sneasler. But we should then take it quite well. I've got a lot of HP. I am modest. I didn't really need the speed because Destroyer's team's speed tiers are very odd, and the faster things are either faster than me at max speed or don't threaten Gengar. So bulky, like really offensive Gengar looks really good into Destroyer's team this week. So we are going to click the Mega Evolution button. We're going to see what the Sableye does. It could Willow again into the Gengar, which is fine. Maybe trying to put me off from doing too many kind of Perish Song shenanigans, I think. Perish Song? Perish Trap? He does Dire Claw, so does he expect me to switch out there? So that burn actually did me a favour. I'm going to get a raw Shadow Ball into the Sneasler, do so much damage. We get the Reflect up, which is nice. Now, do I just make that play again? I can see... I think I can just Shadow Ball you again, and then just click the Spirit Break into Sableye. And then that should then put it in Jet Punch range from Superman Palafin. Gengar... He probably knows now that I'm like really offensive Gengar. Snorlax. Because once this Sneasler's gone, Snorlax just kind of wins, I think, really. But I would like to try and preserve the Snorlax if I can. You do withdraw the Sableye, so if you actually go to Delphox, you get Jolteon. Okay. You are Throat Chop. We take it, because obviously we have got that Reflect up, so you do have Throat Chop. Shadow Ball into you. It's very nice. We do Spirit Break you. So actually, you lose your special attack. I could protect here with Gengar. So Gengar does get 1-0. So you are Sneasler. You are Sableye. Jolteon. What is your last? It's the Venusaur. So that could be a slightly problematic thing for me. The Jolteon... I could perish here, you know. I know I've been Throat Chopped, so I can't. I'll protect then, and then I'll do it. Well, I think I'll live a hit from Venusaur, right? So, killing the Jolteon would be really nice. I can then just Perish Song next turn, so I'm going to go for it. I think they have to double up into my Grimmsnarl here, just to actually get this off. But I think Jolteon's going to go into... Yeah, you're going to go into Gengar because you're going to be faster than it, which is fine. So do I take the Sludge Bomb? The Sludge Wave. That's going to hit your own Jolteon. So actually you're doing me a favour here, right? We do live, and the Jolteon goes down. If I had clicked the light screen there, then... I don't actually know what gets the kill now, though. I don't know if Destroyer didn't know that it can just you get the Spirit Break, which is actually really big because he can't swap out. Oh, I am poisoned though, which actually isn't horrific. I don't know what gets the kill against Jolteon there, to be honest. I would have liked getting Light Screen up. But I kind of want to get Paralysed here. Not Paralysed. Burn would be really nice because I am Facade. So I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to Perish Song. And I'm going to Curse on the Snorlax. Perish Song gets around all protects. You can't fake out my you Encore me into Protect, which is fine, honestly. Although you can now Encore me into the Curse, which is problematic. That was, I mean, yeah, I should have expected that, really. But it's doing good damage to the... Okay, what I need to do here is I need to swap out, because you're going to Encore that slot. I can't... I should have known the Encore. Right, I need to play around that Encore, because he's just going to Encore my... No, you know what? I have to Wave Crash the Sableye here. I could Protect. Because that way you can just lock me into Protect instead. Yep, you try to Encore me into that. We do Wave Crash, we are faster, we are adamant. You die. Excellent. So Palafin does get the kill. I expect Palafin to go down here. What actually does more here? Is it going to be Facade? Or I kind of want to get poisoned here, right? Oh, I am Wave Crashing you. I don't know if taunting you would be worth it, but I could Protect and set up another Curse here. I think I'll do that just to allow me to Curse a bit more. I'm not trying to be a douche here, I'm just trying to actually kind of see out my win. What does more? Is it Heat Crash? Is it Vini? So Mega. Because obviously you are thick fat. I would love you to poison me here. That would be fantastic. No poison though. So I am now at +2. +2. So Facade is doing more here. I'm going to just Wave Crash. And I'm going to Curse again, I think. If you poison me, I just actually do just kind of destroy you. And it should also put him off from burning me in the future. So he Sludge Waves, that's fine. I don't even think a crit is going to be doing that much to me. So Palafin goes down. This Venusaur has kind of been on a tear, but we get poisoned. Which is actually huge for us. So now I'm poisoned. How much is this doing? +3. Oh, this should kill. That's if you're defensive. I haven't been calking if you're not, but I don't think there's any 2 moves that you can click that actually save you here. I don't think Giga Drain will give you enough health back. Because Snorlax is massive, and this should just kill you. The Facade, this was actually a last minute move change, so awesome. That worked out really well. Prune didn't get a kill. I don't know what gets the kill, because Venusaur killed Jolteon. But we got around that with a 1-0. So we're not going 2-0 loss. So that's something. Alright, so Venusaur, I think, got 3-1. Jolteon didn't get a kill. Sneasel didn't get a kill. Sableye didn't get a kill. And then Venu killed Jolt. I don't know if he knew that it was a spread move. Right, let's click continue battling. Do I want to do the same again? Do I think he's going to change up the... I feel like, if I'm him, seeing SNORLAX means Corv has to come this time. Sableye could definitely come again. I could see... Venusaur did so well, though. Like, I can't see how he could drop it. Oh, my clock ran out on that first turn. Not sure it mattered, but rip. Oh, yeah, it's way harder with the timer now. Right, we're just kind of chatting there. Right, let's ready up. Good luck, have fun, G2. He has been doing like a Gen 4 draft on Battle Revolution recently. I saw that in my sub feed, and I don't think there is a time limit in that. So yeah, it's a bit of a change. So game 2, what do I want to do? I think the Gengar lead is just safe overall, right? Along with the Grimmsnarl. Now it depends. Do I want to bring Gliscor and SNORLAX, or do I bring Palafin again? Or do I bring the Gliscor? I think Corviknight's coming, so bringing Gliscor seems like a bad idea. Palafin could work with Wave Crash and also has got Taunt to stop the Corviknight from going stupid. So we'll go with this. Bulk up Corv is a problem for me. I will say that. So we are going Gengar. We have got the Grim. Yep, Delphox, Corviknight. So, do I value... I think I honestly value the Thunderbolt on Corviknight more than actually... trying to go for damage on the Delphox here. So, unless they click Psyshock, which would be bad, obviously, I might have rushed that play a bit too much. I probably should have clicked Pine Shot. Because if I die here, that makes getting Palafin online really hard. But I megaed first, so actually, this works out for me perfectly. You Tailwinding? That does so much damage. Para? No para. You Sunny Day. Okay. Okay, sir. I did not expect the Sunny Day. Am I not? I forgot to go Prankster. I genuinely forgot to go Prankster on this thing. So what is my ability on this? Is it Pickpocket? It's fucking Pickpocket. The Misgen. I mean, that does mean I can now Parting Shot on the Sableye. I could actually now do that and then Parting Shot you into the Palafin. You're not going to protect this turn, so you can't switch. So Delphox is in a really bad spot. Now, I don't think it will kill. But getting Palafin in here then means I can just click the Jet Punch on the Delphox. You Psyshock me, so I think I die. Live, because Gengar is, in fact, the actual GOAT. You Shadow Ball the Delphox. Now, if it's bulky, it lives. It's not bulky, so it dies. Gengar might go down here, but honestly, I'll take that trade. You could Roost, you Tailwind. Okay. So we're actually going to Parting Shot this Corviknight with our lack of Prankster. Mirror Armor does not matter because we're now switching out. And honestly, no, I want to get Palafin online. There's no Venusaur in the back. So is there Sneasler? There's regular Venusaur Sun mode. Oh, I like it. That's actually really scary for me. I'm going to Protect, and I'm going to swap out into Snorlax. Now, the fact they've set up the Sun for me is really nice, because I'm running Heat Crash on this Snorlax. And I wonder if it's enough just to kill the Venusaur in one. In the Sun. So you're now regular Venusaur. I'm not +3 anymore. I'm not poisoned. Heat Crash in the Sun. Isn't enough to kill it, but it's a hell of a lot. So it clearly means the Sludge Wave was actually intentional. But he knows now that a poison on me is bad for him. He Brave Birds the Gengar, which is nice. I think I'm going to swap into... Is Grimmsnarl useful for me here anymore? It's Sableye, Sneasler, Jolteon. So I think keeping Palafin healthy is important here, right? And I am just going to actually Heat Crash the Corv, because that's probably the thing that can damage me the most here. So Gengar, Grimm, Palafin, and Snorlax. This music is an absolute banger, by the way. I don't know what it is from. We do Earth Power, so we take that well. No Spadef drop, you Brave Bird the Snorlax. I mean, you're pretty much going to kill yourself here, right? That's a crit, and it didn't even do half to me. We're going to reveal the Heat Crash, which is huge, by the way. Now, do I double into the Gengar? I don't think so. I think I let Gengar come in for free at the end here, just depending what it is. I kind of want Grimmsnarl to go down, actually, so I may... It is the Sneasler. It's the Sneeze. So let's actually just Parting Shot you and protect the Venusaur. This definitely is not game over yet. Getting the Sun out. Is it Heat Rock? Kind of wished I Heat Crashed the Venusaur here. That would have been nice. This is where not having Prankster could really bite me back in the butt. So you do Sludge Wave. You're going to be hitting your own Sneasler, so it's not going to be Sash, right? Light Screen's up, so it actually does a lot of damage to a Sneasler, considering, you know, oh, it's a crit, that's fine. Crit your own team, that's absolutely fine. We get poisoned too, which is quite funny. You do see the Brick Break. I thought he might bring Brick Break, and I wasn't too worried about the fact that it'd be a Brick Break. The Sun's gone. Tailwind is gone too. So we've seen the Throat Chop, right? This could be a throw, but I genuinely don't know if I'm faster than your Venusaur or not. Now, your Venusaur doesn't need a lot of... let's protect you. It's a Scout. And let's Heat Crash the Venusaur. You're a Mega Stone though, right? So, what does more to the... this is such an awkward endgame. SNORLAX does die here, right? Like, could I in any way get away with hard swapping into... I clicked the wrong mon, but... Oh wait, you have Brick Break, you're not close combat. I should live a Giga Drain here, right? We are faster. So this is actually going to come down to whether I live this Giga Drain, which I think I will. Yeah. And if Shadow Ball plus Wave Crash is enough. You are at 100. Palafin Hero into Venusaur. You are just normal Venusaur. Let's just assume a max HP. Wave Crash into... So I should live the recoil. I don't think Sludge Wave will kill my Gengar. So he has to kill one here, right? You do protect, that's absolutely fine. If I'd have perished some of there. I think Sludge Wave will do negative damage to me, right? Yeah, Sludge Wave doesn't kill Gengar unless he crits. Giga Drain. Might not kill me either. So this is going to be a close end game. But Wave Crash into 2 Shadow Balls is enough. Actually, this is if you're physically defensive. If you're not physically defensive, Wave Crash... How much does that do? So Shadow Ball comes out, 48. Wave Crash into you now, 6%. Right, as long as something survives on my side here, which we should, Earth Power, and we should now win. We should now win. Jet Punch, if you're 32 HP, 32 defense, bold, does 14% min. So Jet Punch for the kill on the Venusaur. I feel like we played this one really badly compared to the first game. First game was pretty clean, I have to say. I didn't expect the Venusaur to come in just non-sun mode, but it made complete sense. So yeah, really good games, Destroyer. Both close 1-0s. But I think a lot of my tech worked out really well. If I had actually got Prankster on my Grim, then it would have been even better, because I'd have got parting shots off, I'd have got my screens up. That wasn't intentional, because I don't care about Sableye, because it can't burn me, can't really damage me, I can just Spirit Break it. So yeah, that's just a misgen on my behalf. So really good game there. I think Palafin went 2-0 in that last game. Palafin beating the fraud allegations too. I'm rambling on. Thanks for watching this, guys. We're off to a good start for the season. And hopefully I'll see you for week 2. I have no idea who I'm playing, but hopefully we'll carry on the good form. So see you later.